sure. Feel free to.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. You know, I started off collecting stuff from flea markets and thrift stores. Actually, thrift stores 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Right.
And eventually, though, I went back. I got into Victorian 19th century. Now I'm at a point where I really am interested in 17th century or earlier.
You're not gonna find that in many thrift shops.
No. There are specific stores I go to now, but like my focus is now on 15th century, 16th, 17th, and some pieces I have are actually 15th, 16th. So I, you know, even though this place is nice, I feel like I've outgrown it. I have no more room, and I have to move. So I'm gonna look for a place in the city.
What do the neighbors say if they ever get in here? Like, are they like scared?
Yeah, you know, but sometimes people are a little curious. You know, I want to live in a home that's something between a church and a museum.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Well.
Sort of place where somebody goes in and they don't believe that you live there, you know.
Exactly. Like, or they're just very confused. That's why when they come in here, the neighbors. I'm sure most of the neighbors' house doesn't look like this.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. So you're not keeping up with the Joneses. I've been a fan. I like your stuff. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, even like when you did like Piss Christ, that kind of all that kind of. We did this thing called the Rosary Job in one of my movies, which caused like people to go so crazy, you know. But I think I did it for different reasons. I did it to purposely screw. I don't think you did do Piss Christ for that reason.
No,
that's what I mean.
No. It was like you know, what happened was almost like an accident or an act of destiny, because it certainly wasn't expected, or intended.
It's the only postcard I've ever sent to prison that didn't make it through the censors. They tore it up. But I've sent to prison some pretty weird postcards. It's the only one that was actually never made it.
Wow. I got another postcard. Let me get it for you.
So moving out of here is going to be difficult. Oh, imagine. All his life he had wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And finally did it, and for 20 years he hasn't been able to get the taste out of his mouth.
Oh, really?
Which I think sums it up. But in the beginning with you, didn't all the bad publicity help? Of course it does. I mean,
But it still does.
Yeah,
it still does. And I want to ask you something, and because I don't quite know how to deal with it. I mean, I do know how to deal with it. I've processed it and everything. But I'm talking about bad reviews.
I know the New York Times. I read it.
It was really. I mean, what
it was mean. It was mean. But I've had ones that mean in my life too. It happens like that all the time, especially when work is very sensational.
Yeah.
But which yours is.
But doesn't it hurt your feelings?
Yes,
you gotta
of course
take
it
this
does.
shit personal, right?
I mean, you have to try not to.
When the chief critic of the New York Times says to me, like, Andre Serrano's 15 minutes are up,
and,
I know,
that's mean.
I mean,
I'll be the first to say that is really mean. The art world is certainly different, but you're lucky in a way that no matter what, it doesn't have to play in Peoria. You don't have to. You think it's hard to please in the art world. You should try to have to please families in Omaha. It's much harder to please them.
Do you find like the audiences listen to the critics, or do they just form their own opinions?
The only way you can look at it, I mean, it would be better if it was good. There's no way about it, that's the truth. Same with movie reviews. They're like, well, this could be the bullshit. It would be better if it was good. But if it isn't, all you can do is put it with all the other ones and say, that's it.
Still, it draws people in, to the shows.
I'm sure that is what the movie business.
Tons of people.
They call it money review. I mean, did more people come to see it?
Exactly. The day the review came out and the day afterwards, a ton of people came as a result of the review.
Certainly,
And some people have even said to me, "Oh, I saw the New York Times, review, great review." And I said, "Did you read it? It was bad." And they're like, "No, I didn't read it, but it was a great picture." And so.
I actually gave your book to a lot of people for Christmas, and they actually liked it very much.
Oh, really?
The most troublesome ones to me are the old people.
Oh, really?
They're the most alarming to me because as I get older, to me...
As I get older, I get better.
Well, I think I get better too, but to me, the older ones, you almost never see that.
But that's why I did it.
I know, and there's a term, gerontophilia, the sexual attraction to old people. Which I hope I meet one.
You mean there's a...
There is. They're also, we call them wrinkle queens. I'm hoping to meet one.
Yeah.
A young, budding gerontophiliac.
Well, you know, I noticed that, you know, at my age, that, you know, that women half my age are now more interested in me than they were when I was their age. You
That's fame and power, though.
Really? I don't care what it is. I like it. I like it. I'll take it
I
anywhere
don't care what it is. That's a good one. That's a good attitude, right?
Yeah.
Now, will you sign this for
Absolutely.
me? Good.
Yes. Let me. John, what should I write? You know, whenever
Well,
I
whatever
write,
you
I'm
want.
always
Whatever you
stumped,
want.
You know?
I know.
You know.
Whatever you
But
want.
I found a neat
Just
trick.
sign it.
Hey, you know, I was gonna say, you know, I found a neat trick recently. Like, if I just, you know, sometimes I just like doing my signature.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do just my signature to people when they hand me the
Yeah.
book, and if I don't say anything, sometimes they're too polite or they don't say, "Can you write it out to me?" And
No,
so,
but here's
you know,
what you should tell them. The truth is, if we're both famous, it's
Yeah.
worth more if it's to both of us. If one person isn't famous, it's worth more if you just sign it. If it's to Bill and Bill's nobody, it ruins the value of you signing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but if it's to somebody that's famous, then it's both to put both. But you know what I mean? So when people always say to me, "Well, just sign it," I think, well, that's better. They can sell it. They can, you
Well,
know?
okay, so how should I do it?
Just put to me and sign it. That's fine. And the date. And maybe Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to live here much longer. You might if you're looking for an apartment in New York, though. That could take 10 years to find one. Especially now when rent control might be over any second. You better get one soon.
Your condo is better, right?
Yeah.
You think you would get a hassle with the co-op
Yes.
boards? Yeah, probably. Right?
Yes, are you kidding?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you for coming
Sure,
down.
thanks so
you know,
much. It's great.
you
Thanks, I
know.
love your house.
You're a real nice
Great.
person, you know.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
My agenda has always been to be an artist, to produce my work, and so I've never felt like I wanted to be part of any kind of debate on censorship. But at the same time, you know, I must say that the controversy, all the controversies, they just make me feel more, they empower me because they make me realize, yes, I can take the heat, so I'm going to stay in the kitchen.